offer.
It's okay?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
God, you're polite. Guys. You must. I think it's fair to say Frozen 1 was a major global phenomenon. You must be so conscious of the anticipation everywhere you go, the pressure.
We don't feel so much pressure. We're excited. We're excited to get back with everyone and do it. And maybe the creators have more pressure. Or
I feel enormous pressure. Like up until Idina said that, I was a nervous wreck about it. No, I mean, are you guys excited? Yeah. Yeah. Like I think we just feel such joy being able to finally share it with the world. It's been 6 years. And it's been 3 years since we started working on it. And to sort of be holding these secrets in and to know these incredible songs you're all about to, unfortunately, sing for the next decade, it's just such a thrill to finally share it.
Yeah.
And Josh, I mean, you've got 2 daughters. Jonathan, you've got nieces. You've got a 10-year-old son, Idina.
Yeah.
Kids, easily the harshest critics. What do they all think? Because they've seen the movie, right?
my son loved the movie. He just can't stand the sound of my voice.
Really?
No, it's like Mom embarrasses him. So whenever I'm singing or practicing any of the songs that we had to record, it was always like, shut up, Mom. But then he was in music class, and apparently he didn't tell me this, but his teachers told me this, that the music teacher said, hey kids, raise your hand and say who your favorite singer is. And he said, Mom.
Oh,
so
that's
yeah.
so lovely.
What do your girls say about you, Josh?
My girls have a much healthier respect for me than... No, my girls have seen the film twice. Oh, that's them. Oh, I miss them. My girls have seen the film twice now. And my oldest daughter, Ava, who's 8 years old, and I have a 5-year-old, Isabella, they both looked at me after the movie and said, Daddy, I think I liked it even more than the first one. And of course, with my neuroses, I was like, well, what was wrong with the first one?
Jonathan, how do you feel about the response you've had so far?
I actually brought my 2.5- and 4-year-old nieces to the premiere in LA last week, and that's pretty young, 2.5 and 4.5.
Absolutely.
And it's a little scary at some moments, and I was kind of nervous to see how they were going to react.
They didn't even want my autograph. They were
Only because they don't
They spoke to your son.
They're going to be kicking themselves. Yeah, exactly.
Who's that old lady with the dark hair?
You know what? We're going to be chatting loads more about the brand new movie Frozen, and listening.
Guys, you're over from the States. I feel like you've just had an induction into a quintessentially British institution. What do you make of it?
It's incredible.
It's inspiring.
It's absolutely inspiring. I mean, it's so amazing that this is something that everybody gets behind.
Yeah,
and
the whole country.
It's really remarkable.
Yeah.
I'm blown away by it.
Yeah, we can't praise the guys enough, can we? And the journey that they've been on, it's been amazing. But we have to talk about your new movie now, Frozen.
The movie wanted the movie to mature with its audience, and I think that it does in a very beautiful and surprising way. But even my 2.5- and 4-year-old niece that were there at the premiere, I was worried maybe it's a little dark or maybe it's a little scary, and they were on the edges of their seat and didn't blink for a solid 90 minutes. They fully
It is
loved
fun,
it.
I should say. It's essentially an optimistic, wonderful, upbeat thing.
And, I mean, I think absolutely everybody knows the track Let It Go from the first film. It's epic. Going into this new movie, would you say that there is a song or songs that rival that one?
Let It Go is its own thing, and it's sort of a gift horse. I don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
But yes, I think there's a lot of incredible music, and we're really lucky that we've had the Lopez's, who wrote all the music for the Frozen, write music for us. And
Tell us about the Lopez's. Who are they?
Bobby and Kristen Lopez. I always say she's Kristen Anderson Lopez.
Anderson, yeah.
They wrote the music for Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. They also wrote the Book of Mormon when Josh starred in that, in the original cast. And what else did they did the song Home, what's it called?
Yeah, they did a song from
Remember
Coco.
Me?
And of course they did Into the Unknown. Sure.
Don't worry.
And Josh, Olaf obviously is this absolute cult character, and he's a snowman. How did you decide what a snowman should sound like? How did you come up with the voice?
Yeah.
Well, we played around on the first film with a lot of different voices. Originally, it had a lisp, and that became problematic when you have a song called In Thumber. That did not lend itself to that. And then, the creative team...
Had you, recorded the whole thing, and then they brought that song?
Actually, yes. In fact, if you go back and watch Frozen, the very first scene that I shot was the first scene when
Did he
he
have a lisp?
introduces himself. He's got a slight lisp in there.
Really?
And then we sort of pulled it back. But, you know, it was one of those things where Chris and Jen, our co-directors, they sort of like honed in on the fact that they wanted innocence and naivete. And they found it kind of in my upper register, like here. And then it was just sort of, we went from there.
And Jonathan, I love the story about your mum being your biggest fan. I mean, she's got all the merchandise. I mean,
does.
how much are we talking here?
She's got Christoph duct tape.
What?
Yeah,
Is that such a thing?
yes. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, our cast members. And then my mom sent me a picture yesterday of Olaf duct tape.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
all of those children out there who need duct tape.
And you have a potty. What,
Yes.
what do they call it? A learning
There's
toilet here.
an
Do you call it a
Olaf,
potty?
Yeah,
there's an Olaf training potty.
Yeah.
So you
And
sit
it's your
on
voice
it.
and
and-
sit down
all
and
those
goes,
boxes
"Good
with the
boy!"
merch.
Yeah.
I know you've got jet lag, but it is dinner time over here. I mean, I've got to ask, because everyone wants to know, it's probably too early to ask, but what are you thinking about in terms of a possible Frozen 3?
It's got to be more adventurous.
They're available.
Yeah, you up for it? If they want to do it?
I'm a little superstitious.
I think let's let the second one speak for
Exactly.
itself. We can't wait for audiences to embrace this movie and to see how special it is. And frankly, it's taken 6 years because the creative team needed that time in order to really understand what story wanted to be told.
They didn't just jump at it and
No.
throw out
Yeah,
another
it's
movie
good.
for money's sake or marketing.
Yeah.
They really waited for the right story to tell.
Well, it's a fantastic film, and I love watching it. It's in cinemas next Friday, is that right, over here? And if
We have no idea we're jet lagged.
I'll do that bit. And if you can't get enough of Idina singing, by the way, you've got a Christmas album out, which is
Oh,
called...
you're so sweet. And Josh is
Season
on
of
it.
Love.
Not that I don't love this one. Josh is singing on it, a
I can
duet
see
on
why.
it as well. And he sings in my key. So in case I can't
nice.
do
Good
Into
luck
the
with that.
Unknown, he can sing.
Wow. We'll let you rest your vocals now because it's time to launch the official number
Yes.
you'll use to donate at any point.